Boing, boing, boing. Boing, boing, boing. Oh, great sound effect. Action, let's go! Hello everybody. Today we're going to draw different heads under different angles and we're going to try and personalize them. So let's go. So I'm going to start with a circle and a smaller one inside for the side of the head. I'm going to divide it in four to find some construction lines for the placement of the eyebrows here, the base of the nose here, and the chin that will be right there. Here's the center line of the face, and now I can start adding his ear in the lower right section of the little circle. The eyebrows will be on this line, so I'm going to start by doing the little triangle here that connects to the nose. I'm going to make a crooked nose to start personalizing him. Okay, let's add a mustache. A nicely cut mustache. Why not? The line of the mouth following my construction lines here. Little indication for the lower lip. Right there. Okay. And let's put some big eyebrows like this, crazy eyebrows, thin in the middle, large on the exterior, why not? And let's draw the eyes. I know the exterior line of the nostril will connect with the interior line of the eye, so I'm going to give myself a construction line for the placement of the eye, and I'm going to start with the upper eyelid. I'm going to merge the upper eyelid with the fold of the upper lid with the skin. You can see that fold more or less on some people, depending on the structure of their eyes. Okay, in the iris, I'm going to indicate some kind of light coming from the upper left. And the other eye, not as large because of this view and the perspective. So the iris is going to be more elliptic than on the right eye. Okay, a few lines here. Some little wrinkle lines give him a more serious look. I want this guy to be about in his early 50s and give him maybe a severe, solid look. So let's go with a squarish chin and a squarish jaw to stay with this idea. Okay, line for the upper chin. And now I can add some hair. I'm going to make the hair not too long, not too short. I'm going to do some variations in the line work to keep it natural and interesting. And go ahead with some big fat sideburns right here to match with his big ear. Okay, let's continue the hairline around here. And I want to make the silhouette of the hair a little, keep it from a little distance from the original circle of the head to give the hair more volume. Because if I don't do that, the hair is going to look flat on the head. In the back, I can merge those lines because the hair is much shorter. Here's a line for the chin that connects to the neck. Here's the back of the neck, the trapezius, and a little curved line to indicate the muscle of the neck. Okay, I'm going to add a goatee to this guy. Why not? Let's go crazy with it. I'm going to connect it with the mustache. All right. I'm going to add a bit of lines for the hair going behind the ear. And let's go to the next drawing. This time I'm going to start by a cylinder using a low angle view, so the camera is looking up. Center of the line here, a few lines for the placement of the eyebrows and the base of the nose. And now I can draw the ear following these construction lines. So let's draw the eyebrows along the line for the eyebrows. The triangle of the nose connecting the forehead to the nose. And I'm going to do a big fat nose here. I'm going to go ahead with a drawing of a traditional Indian man. Notice that the height between the chin and the nose is longer than the height from the nose to the eyebrows, which is longer from the eyebrows to the line of the hair because of this view. Here's a construction line for the placement of my eyes. There's a line for the arcade, the forehead. All right. And let's do the mouth. I'm going to do some nice big lips here. So here's the center line of the mouth, the upper lip and the lower lip here. Okay, going down into the chin. And connecting it with the side of the face here. So out for the cheek and back in to connect to the chin. So we're going to see the lower plane of the jaw here. So I'm going to connect the line here to the neck and indicate the jaw right there. Some lines here on the side of the nose to make him look a little older. The more lines you put on your face, the older he's going to look. Okay, let's add some hair on top here. It's going to be pretty flattened because of the perspective. And we can add a little elastic in the hair. Make him some nice long hair to go ahead with this traditional Indian look. Here's a line to connect the neck and the lower plane of the jaw. I can add some trapezes here, the center line of the body, some wide shoulders. Clavicles should be around there. Don't want to put too much detail in his body. I want to keep the focus on the head, of course. Little hair coming along the side of his face, looking nice. Nostril a little bit darker here. And I'm going to do some shading on the upper lip, the lower plane of the nose, in the arcades and under the chin, indicating a little notion of light coming from above. These different planes of the face won't receive direct light, so we can do some shading. Also here in the ears, a few lines for the hair. And let's add a necklace to this traditional Indian. Using simple shapes just for the placement. I'm not trying to design or anything, and I want to keep the focus on the head, so I want to keep it simple. Okay, it's not looking too bad. Let's go to another drawing. So I'm going to use a high angle view, so looking down on this head. So I'm going to start off with my cylinder, my center line, and I'm going to go straight into the eyebrows, making some angry eyebrows, so going down in the middle. Let's add some glasses here, using some construction lines to respect the perspective and the angle of the face. Here the nose, the nostril will be a little higher than the end of the nose because of this view. The branches of the glasses are going to be going up into the ear, which will be over there. Okay. The line of the side of the face here, connecting to the glasses, I don't like that, so I'm going to make the line a little bit back right here. It's a little more elegant instead of having those two lines merge. Let's do an angry mouth here. Since we have angry eyebrows, we need to do an angry mouth, of course. That doesn't work too well. Let's do something else. Okay, that looks better. And also add some eyes. So maybe some small angry eyes to go with the same facial expression. The eye over there is going to be a little smaller. A few lines for the lower eyelid. And let's put a chin, roundish chin, squarish jaw. angular forehead. I like to use angles for this angry face. This is a line for the width of the nose. And we can add some hair. So I'm going to do some hair, not too long, not too short, a little bit like the first drawing. Some little sideburns here, doing some variations in the length of the lines of the hair for a more natural look. In the back of the head I can do some little hair sticking out here, which would be the center line of the hair. A few lines here behind the ear to make it come out a little bit more. And let's connect the head to the neck, keeping the same movement, the same rhythm. The center of the neck will be here in a little bit of a different angle than the head, which is nice. And let's add a shirt collar here and a few lines for the shoulders there. I'm just indicating a little bit the body, but keeping it simple once again, so the focus stays on his head, keeping most of the detail in the face. Alright, maybe some little shadow lines in the ear and under the neck. Using a bit of an angle line here that suggests a light coming from the upper left. And that brings the face forward, so that's nice. Okay, I'm going to go ahead with one last drawing. There's too many guys in this video, so let's do a girl here. Going from a cylinder, still camera looking down on this girl. Some nice and refined thin eyebrows for this girl. Keeping the line work a little more delicate than for a man. Just a few lines for the nose, keeping it nice and simple, and maybe put a little more detail into the eyes. So doing a nice S-curve to connect the upper eyelid with the eyelashes, which will give a nice feminine look. The other eye, a little bit smaller over there. Let's do some nice big lips for the mouth. There's the center of the mouth, the upper lip, and the lower lip. That's going to be a little back from the upper lip. A couple of lines for the chin and the side of the face here. I'm going to do a little roundish. I like to keep the angular lines more for a man, but some women have angular lines too. But in this case, I'm going to keep the lines nice and thin, a bit roundish, delicate. Here's a placement for the ear. So I'm doing a long, pointy ear. So I'm going with an elf character. This is a young elf girl. So I'm going to go ahead with this idea and do some long hair with maybe a jewelry buckle in the hair. Why not? And use my center line to find the center of the hair. Here, a little bit on the other side too. The hair is going back here. Let's put the neck right here, keeping it thin. I always want to do a neck thinner than for a man. And the hair going down here, maybe with a little curve of the hair here, going over the shoulder, which is in a different angle from the head, which gives her a nice pose, like she's looking over her shoulder. Okay, let's not forget the hair over here, respecting the same perspective line, so it's going to be a little bit higher. And let's make this line a little bit thicker because it's in front of the hair. A few shadow lines here for the upper lip and under the lower lip, and this is looking not too bad. Let's leave it to that. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next video. So don't forget to subscribe. And cut!